planner, and it's now time that we take up all your financial planning related queries. Mr. Rungta, we've got quite a few queries actually that we've got to get through. But the first one's coming in from a gentleman called Kishore, and he says he's bought an LIC endowment policy for 25 years, tenure, and this was about 10 years ago. He pays a yearly premium of 25,000, and he's also got pure term insurance now. He's planning to discontinue the endowment policy either by surrendering it or converting it to paid up. Based on evaluation, he prefers to surrender it and collect this 1.6 lakhs rather than collecting about 5.5 lakhs after about 15 years. Even if he does make this money in PPF for the next 15 years, it's obviously going to grow up to 5.5 lakhs as well, which is more than paid up value. What should he be looking to do? Is it the right decision to surrender the endowment policy to begin with? And if he can convert it to PPF, is that something you'd advise him to do?
Okay, so first, congratulations to Kishore. This is an extremly enlightened question. It's a kind of question that financial planners, he has really done his homework well. One base assumption behind the answer is that the term plan is enough to satisfy his insurance needs. So he really does not need the insurance element that comes along in the endowment, which means he is treating it as a pure investment policy. Now, if he surrenders it and puts it into PPF, and I am assuming he has two accounts, because in PPF you can only put 1 lakh a year, assuming his spouse has also got an account, so that he can actually use the money in PPF, that grows to about 5.5 lakhs. If he makes this policy paid up, it will result in about, in 15 years time, in about 5 lakhs 5,000, right? So, essentially, PPF makes sense. Right. The only difference is 5 lakh 5,000 is assured. 5.5 lakhs comes from 8.6% interest rate, which could vary. So, that is something he needs to look at. Right. The difference is not too much. Right. A bigger thing that I would ask Kishore to look at, and he appears to be young, I think he has given his age details. No, he hasn't. But assuming he is in his mid-30s and he clearly needs this money after 15 years, right, he should look at investing this in equity as well, although that's a change of asset allocation. Just imagine he puts say 90% in a diversified equity fund or a large cap equity fund, and say 10% in debt or gold, right? That can give him a return of around 14% over 15 years. That can give him 12 lakhs and not 5 lakhs or 5.5 lakhs that he can expect with this. Obviously, to get a higher return, he will be taking a higher risk. But according to me, given the time frame that he is talking about, this is something he should definitely consider.
Very quickly, Mr. Rungta, any sort of funds that you recommend?
I think he can look at various funds, but Franklin Blue Chip and HDFC Top 200 are top of mind that come as far as Mr. Kishore is concerned. And
do you think it would make more sense for him to probably split the pie, because I'm guessing he wants something that's a lot more safer and secure, while of course taking up that risk as well?
Absolutely. So really what I would have liked to have done is looked at his entire portfolio and then decided. Right? Here we don't have the benefit of having looked at his entire balance sheet, but to be prudent he can split it 50-50. So put 50% in say a PPF and put 50%
definitely should get rid of that LIC endowment policy.
I think it makes sense.
That makes sense. Right, Mr. Rungta, there's another query, and this comes in from Sandeep Yadav. He says he needs some advice on whether he should go for an investment in real estate. He's a salaried person and makes approximately 7.5 lakh rupees per annum. He's invested about 3 lakhs in equities, and of course his portfolio is more stock related, so we'll leave that aside. And he's also got LIC policies for 50,000 annually in Bajaj Allianz life insurance for 30,000 annually. He wants to buy his home. Should he wait it out or go buy it right away?
So I think we answered this earlier in the discussion phase. If you're buying that house for your own residence, don't time it, buy it right away. If you made a commitment to the city, you're able to afford the down payment and can pay the EMIs. The other big issue that I see with what Sandeep is mentioning here is people talk about their policies, insurance policies, in terms of the premium that they pay. Really, they should be talking of it in terms of the cover that they have. It's very obviously that both these policies are some sort of traditional or maybe at best be ULIP policies. I think the first thing he needs to do even before deciding to buy his own house is to look at his insurance cover. He should have a cover of at least around 75 lakhs. Unless he has lots of other assets that we are not aware of. So I think taking that term cover, he should ideally have an online term cover before he even thinks of investing in a house or doing anything else.
Well, that's of course the advice coming in for you, Sandeep. You've got to be a little more careful, go back into the math actually, and like Mr. Rungta said, you've got to, of course, give us a little more detail so we're able to help you with whether or not you should go out there and buy that home. Mr. Rungta, one quick query that's coming in as well. And the gentleman, he's actually quite young. He's only 22 years of age, so he's just out of college. He's completed his graduation, is working right now. He's planning to do an MBA from a good college, and he'd like to know in which equity or debt fund should he invest so he can make his portfolio strong. The very good part is that he's saving 90% of his salary, which is, I think, commendable. And he's, of course, looking to buy gold as well. He says, is the debt market a safe option, or should he look at equities? Should he look at gold? What do you reckon he should do?
So I think there has to be always be balance between the asset classes, debt or equity or whatever, and it also depends on what is the time horizon over which you are looking at it. Now, he has not stated what is he going to use this money for. If he is going to use this money, say, for in the next 2 years, then it's probably bond funds that he should be looking at.
To fund his MBA.
Then it has to be debt, pure debt, right? And pure debt which is liquidatable, right? So something like a income fund or a bond fund. Right now bond funds are not bad, so you should also look at a bond fund. If the time frame is around 4 or 5 years, he can probably look at a MIP with a a slightly conservative MIP with about 80% debt and 15-20% equity. If he is looking at a longer time frame, he can look at balanced funds up to about 10 years. He can look at balanced funds, something like an HDFC Prudence or a Reliance regular saving balanced fund. If he is looking even longer, then it goes back to diversified equity and maybe a little bit of gold. I think the big thing he has mentioned that he is invested his entire savings in gold.
Right.
Now, that's not a very great thing to do, because putting all your eggs in one single basket is not something that's advisable for him at all.
Any funds that you recommend him that he could look in?
So as I mentioned, if it's a bond fund, then maybe an SBI Dynamic Bond Fund. If it's an MIP, an HDFC MIP long-term plan. If it's a balanced fund, then an HDFC Prudence or a Reliance regular saving fund.
And you also mentioned that health insurance is something that's important. I don't think the gentleman has looked at that.
He may not need life insurance because nobody seems to be dependent on him. But I think health insurance is something that he should definitely take. Maybe a 3 lakh health insurance will cost him about 3,800 rupees at this young age. And maybe he should even look at a top up that will cost him another 1,000 rupees.
But that's a starting point.
That's a starting point which he should, I think, look at taking.